There are a lot of tools out there promising to analyze your ads. But here's the problem. They don't all answer the same question. Are you trying to find out what your competitors are running? Which of your ads are winning? Why did that ad win? And finally, what should you make next? We're comparing motion, foreplay, super ads, and hockey to see where each one actually fits. Think of creative intelligence as 4 steps: discover, measure, explain, act. You discover what's happening in the market. You measure what's working. You explain why it's working. And then you turn that learning into your next creative decision. So let's see what each tool is actually good at. Let's start with motion. If your question is which of my creators are performing and why, motion is strong here. It pulls Meta, TikTok, YouTube, and LinkedIn into one place. So you're not jumping between Ads Manager, spreadsheets, and reports. But it's not one giant dashboard. You get report types built for specific questions: top performing, comparative analysis, launch analysis. If you've ever launched 12 variants on a Monday and spent Thursday rebuilding the same pivot table, that launch analysis report is the whole pitch. 2 things that I think are underrated: AI tags. Motion auto tags every ad across 8 creative dimensions. So you can ask which concept won, not which ad ID won. And snapshots. You share a report, live or frozen, and whoever opens it doesn't need a login. Sounds boring. It decides whether your client actually reads the report. It's not reporting only. They also ship inspo, which is brand following, saved ads, and brand intel. I put motion in the measure bucket. But here's the limitation. Knowing why an ad won is only half the job. Everything after that is still on you. Briefing the next batch, producing the variants, publishing them, iterating. Motion tells you what to do next. It doesn't do it. And that's an important distinction. Now flip the problem. You don't want to start with your own performance data because your own data only contains ideas you already had. That's where Foreplay comes in. It's a search engine across more than 100 million ads with a swipe file to save what you find and competitor tracking that runs around the clock. So if you're a creative strategist thinking, I need to know what's out there before I brief the next batch, and it doesn't stop at saving. For example, here are their 2 best features: Briefs, that turns a saved ad into a storyboard your editor can shoot, and Lens is their analytical side. I'd put this on Discover bucket. One thing to check before you buy: they only cover Meta, TikTok, and LinkedIn ad libraries. If your spend sits on Google, then Foreplay isn't for you. Then there's Super Ads, which covers Meta, Google, TikTok, LinkedIn in one view. The interesting part is the score. Every ad gets 5 scores out of 100. Hook, attention in the first 3 seconds. Hold, attention across the full length. Then click, engagement, and conversion. Hook and hold are video only. The other 3 work on any format. And here's the detail that makes it more than a vanity score. These scores are percentiles against your own account history, not a global benchmark. Think about why in 2 ads. One stops people but never gets the click. The other gets the click from people who never really stop. A single ROAS number hides both. The 5 scores tells you which half is broken. Again, I'd put this in the measure bucket. Now let's say you have all that. You know which ad won. You even know it scored 82 on the hook and 31 on the hold. Then your editor asks the only question that matters on a Monday. What do we make next? Do you copy the hook, the visual, the offer, the edit, the CTA? Most teams copy all of it. And that's why the reprint never performs like the original. Because nobody knows which part actually did the work. That question is the one hockey is built around. Creative analysis doesn't score the ad, it scores the parts. Hooks, frames, copy, audio, CTA. Each one read in a single pass and benchmark against your own past winners, not a global average. So instead of this ad 1, you get your last 4 winners open problem first, and your CTA is the weak element in 3 of them. And the performance agent runs those batches in market. And here's the part that compounds. The results feed back into the analysis. Every batch teaches the next one what a winner looks like. So it's not an analyze once, act once. It's a loop that gets sharper each cycle. So I'll put hockey in an action bucket. So which one is the best? There isn't a universal winner. It depends on the bottleneck. If your bottleneck is ideas, Foreplay. If it's creative analysis and reporting, motion. If you run 4 or 5 platforms and want one comparable read across all of them, Super Ads. And if you want a whole loop in one place, the analysis, the why, and the next batch, hockey covers all 4 steps, with agents doing the work and you setting the approval gates. So I wouldn't ask, what's the best ad creative analysis tool? I'd ask, what decision am I stuck on? Ideas, reporting, diagnosis, or production? Answer that and 3 of these 4 stop being options.